This is Tuesday, 24th of July 2018 when the Irish National Stud in Kildare. We're at Nursery 1.
There's no need for that. Are they fighting? Hey! 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 No need for that. It's no need for that. Hey! Are they fighting?
I don't know, are they?
Now, come here. You're going to say hello to me. Are you going to say hello to me? Hey, there's no need for that now. Come here. Stop that. Stop that. Come here. Hey, I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that now. Come on. Homer. Stop. Come here. Come here. Stop that. Stop that. Come here. You getting this?
Yeah.
Stop that now! I want no fighting! Come here, none of that! Hey, none of that! None of that! Hey, excuse me! Stop that! Stop that now! Come on, I don't want no fighting! Are they fighting or playing?
They're not fighting, I think they're playing.
You're going to say hello to me? He's biting them now. He's biting them.
Is he?
Biting him, look. You can see his teeth going into his back there. You can see his teeth going into his back there. Stop that now. Stop that. Stop that. Stop. Stop. Hey, excuse me, stop that. I want none of that. Stop. Do you hear me? Stop. Hey, look, he's pulling at his hair. He's pulling at his hair, Liam. Stop. Stop. Look, he's pulling at his tail, Liam. Stop. Hey, stop that. Stop. None of that. Stop. Stop. Stop that now. I want no fighting. I want no fighting now. Come here. You go say hello to me. You go say hello to me. Hey? You go say hello to me now. Hey? Oh no, I want no fighting now. Come on. I want no fighting now. Come on. Stop. Come on. I thought you two were friends. I thought you two were friends. Come on. Stop that. You give this. Here, Liam, you getting this?
You're getting it, yeah?
Here. There.
I'm getting it.
Yeah, come here.
If I go any closer, it'll be too big.
Just stand here. Stand here. Yeah, come here. Stop that now. Stop that. Stop that. Come here. Come here. Go say hello to me. Are you going to say hello to me? Are you going to say hello to me? Come on. You going to say hello to me? Come on. That's it. That's it. That's nice, isn't it? Isn't that better? Isn't that much better now, isn't it? It's much nicer now, isn't it? Isn't that much nicer now when you don't fight? Isn't that much nicer now, isn't it? No, it's not much nicer now. You've hurt poor Homer now. You've hurt poor Homer now, eh? That's not nice, is it? Poor Homer must be very sore. You've hurt poor Homer now, haven't you? You've bitten Homer. He pulled his hair. It's not very nice, is it? Eh? Homer's my friend, you know that? He is, yeah. Homer and I know each other a very long time. Yeah, we do. We do. Excuse me, don't you dare. Don't you start biting me now. Don't you start biting me now, do you hear me? I don't want you biting me now, mister. I want you to behave yourself. I want you to behave yourself now, do you hear me? I don't want you to start biting me now. Alright? I don't want you to start biting me now, mister. I want you to behave yourself, do you hear? You be good now. I want none of that behaviour. I want you to behave yourself. Hey? How's Homer? How are you doing there, Homer? You alright there? He hurt you, didn't he? Hey, feel alright there, Homer? Hey. Hey. You okay there, Homer? Hey, must be very sore there, are you? Poor thing. He hurt you, didn't he? You're very sore there. He pulled at your tail, didn't he? He pulled at your tail, didn't he? He bit you, didn't he? Hmm? Yeah. He pulled at your tail. I saw you biting into your back there. Must be very sore, are you? You poor thing. My poor friend. You hurt my poor friend, didn't he? You did. Yeah. You did. These two were fighting.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I saw this ball was biting into Homer. He's pulling at his tail, he's biting into his back and pulling at his hair and everything else. He's pulling at his tail, pulling at his mane. Yeah, he's naughty, weren't you? He's naughty. Homer's naughty. Homer's a telephone that he's Homer was a miniature. Argentine miniature horse. He's talking back in the world. Yeah, he's only 2,000 left in the world. Oh, Homer must be very sore. Homer's my friend. I want to laugh. Yeah, he's very back to see. The trees are all large. All made up. Homer's head is always going to work. Species. So this is normally meant to be for the mares of Bold, this paddock. Yeah, he's normally down the paddock up by the playground.
Sure,
But apparently the paddock that he was in is apparently been demolished. They seem to have knocked it down. They seem to have knocked it down. The paddock that he was in. This is normally where the adult horses are, not horses are, the mares and the foals are normally in. But
I was a student here 23 years ago. I did the course here 23 years ago. So it was my first time back.
Did you like it?
First time back?
Yeah.
Were you abroad?
When I finished the course here, I went to the States. Yeah. So.
How long since you've been here?
23 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
It's a very long time.
A lot of changes.
Yeah.
No, it was the best 6 months of my life.
Was it? Enjoyed it?
Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely the best. There was 23 of us on the course, and it was like a big family. I've gotten to see a few of them ever since, but we'll never all be together again. But it was brilliant.
Cute.
It was really good.
Yeah.
So, do you recognise? Is there anybody here that was there at the time?
There's 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Daffer, the stallion man.
I don't know Daffer.
Who's Daffer?
The stallion man.
Yeah, I think
stallion
I know,
man.
yeah.
He's
who's that? That's the old guy.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the old guy? That's the stallions here, but they can't.
Yeah, no, he's still here.
And I never knew that name. That guy's name, Daffer.
Daffer, yeah. And actually, I met the man that does the saddlery. No, he's still there.
Yeah.
He was there when I was here. Leona, she's one of the yard managers here.
Yeah.
She's still here.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think. Very few of them, unfortunately, most of them have passed on. You know.
Have they?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
John
dear.
Gannon, Lord rest him, he was the stud groom.
Yeah.
Man was gifted, absolutely gifted. Just so he'd go out and check the mares. I mean, he was so in tune with the mares when they were going to foal. You know, he just knew.
Yeah, instinct.
If a foal was twisted or whatever, he could put his hand in. Now they've got all these machines and everything, but it's a God-given gift. You know. I saw him. There was a mare. She went 2.5 weeks overdue, and she was in trouble now. And he went in and turned it round and a couple of twists with his hand, and everything was good. You know. And she was one of the oldest mares on the farm.
Sounds very skillful, all right. Yeah.
No, this place
So
was.
you were gone before Invincible came then?
Yeah, Indian Ridge was here. He had one of his best years when I was here.
Yeah.
And,
You didn't see Invincible?
no, he was long
No,
after.
Invincible, he is now 21 now, which I believe. He's the highest stuffy, 120,000
He
a
knows
year.
that, he knows that.
Yeah.
He pays
Serious
50%.
horse.
He pays 50% of the income here.
Yeah.
He looks incredible. He looks like a 2-year-old.
Serious horse. Really, really good.
looks like a
I'd never
2-year-old.
seen him when I walked down.
He
through
looks
there.
like a 2-year-old.
Awesome. Really,
He looks like
really
a
good.
2-year-old.
But they need a horse like that just to keep the bills paid, you know.
Mm.
They had his son was sent to Australia to quarantine in the UK for 2 weeks, and they had to go to quarantine for 2 weeks to make sure they cleared diseases in the UK.
Yeah.
And he was due to go to Australia to a stud called Sun Stud, to stand as a stallion. This was supposed to be his first year
Yeah.
to stand as a stallion, to cover mares to
Yeah.
see. And he wasn't due back till the first or the end to Christmas Eve. See, the mating season starts there the 1st of August and until December.
Yeah.
He was due to start his first year. This was his first year as a shuttle horse. He only came here last November. And this was his first year. We have another one that does it, Free Eagle.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
been-
yeah.
You've heard of Free Eagle,
First
haven't
two,
you? Yeah, Free Eagle's been doing it a few years now.
Yeah.
And he's now 7, but National's only 4.
Yeah. He
Um,
actually had a winner the other day at the Curragh for Dermot Well.
Did he? Yeah.
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 Yeah. But Free Eagle has been
Free
doing
Eagle.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Free Eagle has been doing it a few years now, but this would have been for National's first year. Free Eagle goes to Cornerstone
Yeah.
in Australia. They went on the 26th of June, and they go for 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and then they're flown over to Australia.
Ship over.
The maiden season starts the 1st of August to December. He would have been due back here to the the Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
We
And
wouldn't be
then-
seeing him to the New Year
Sure,
because it closes in November.
Yeah.
But fortunately, the last day we were here was Saturday, and National's back.
Yeah.
He's back.
Crikey.
Yeah, crikey is good. Yeah, crikey, yeah, that's a shocker. It was actually a shocker. Apparently, we asked on Saturday why was he back. Reportedly, the staff said he's on holiday. But the truth is, he's not actually on holiday, because I looked up what called the Sun Stud Twitter address, and there was a notice from the Sun Stud. It was a letter saying that National won't be shuttling to Australia this year.
Something wrong there.
And so apparently he had an injury. He had an injury, so he won't be shuttling to Australia this year. So apparently he had an injury, so that's the reason why he's back.
Yeah, 'cause I saw that somewhere.
Yeah, so National won't be going to Australia this year, but he was due to go to Australia this year.
Sure, yeah.
It's his first year as a shuttle horse. So
That
yeah,
kicks
but
into the income
at
as
first
well.
I thought he didn't pass his quarantine. I thought he hadn't passed it, but apparently he had got injured. Yeah, Free Eagle's gone. They won't see him till the new year, but I do miss Free Eagle. I'm very attached to Free Eagle.
Yeah.
I'm very attached. This could be Free Eagle's last year, though. Maybe his last year. We're not too sure.
Yeah.
Because he's been doing it a few years. And he's 7. Hope so, because I happen to like Free Eagle. I do
So what are you
miss him.
doing yourself now? You working? Somewhere else, or
I'm in the States. I
Are you in the States?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I,
still working as the stud?
I was training up until 7 years ago, and then I came into some bad health.
Oh,
And
no.
I
Oh,
had to. I'm
sorry
a
to hear that.
racing manager now,
Uh huh.
and I manage a stud farm.
All right.
over
Oh,
there.
Very good.
Which
Based
stuff?
in Florida now, but I was always in Kentucky, in
Mm.
Lexington.
Florida.
But yeah, when I went from here, I went straight to Kentucky, and then I was there for most of the time. And then I went to stud work initially, and I wanted to get into racing, so I got in as an assistant trainer, and I went from an assistant trainer's job to a private training job in Saudi Arabia for a year.
Mm-hmm.
And I came back from that, and then I took out my own license and had my own training operation for 3 years, and then I got bad health and
Oh, I'm not sorry
had
to
to
hear
kind of change.
Wasn't too serious, was it?
Sorry?
Wasn't too serious, their health. Wasn't too
Yeah,
bad.
I nearly kicked the bucket, yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah,
sorry to hear that.
yeah,
Oh God.
Yeah, so,
No.
but anyway, the good Lord closes one door for
Yeah,
a reason,
yeah.
and opens another one. So,
No.
but anyway, no, this place was You're only as
Have
good
you
as
seen
the founding.
Invincible? Or have you been up
Oh
there?
yeah, today was the first time I actually saw him in the flesh.
He looks fantastic,
Yeah,
doesn't he?
awesome.
They're going to be
absolutely
doing
awesome.
making a statue. They're building in the process of building a statue of him out of stone.
Yeah,
It's going to be
he
laid.
deserves it here
It's going to be
anyway.
unveiled apparently in September. It's going to be laid around the lake area near the Stallions, in the lake area, around September.
He deserves it because I mean they needed. After Indian Ridge, things were quiet, you know.
He's the most important horse of the stud and probably
Oh, yeah.
possibly one of the most important horses of the world. Top five most
Easy.
important horses of the world.
No, he's serious.
Very well deserved. He deserves recognition for all the work he's done. He does reckon. And he's also married. He's my inspiration too. He's my true inspiration. I've got a best friend here, one of the stallions, Gale Force 10. Have you
Nice
seen Gale
horse.
Force
I
10
saw
while you were
him
over
today.
there?
He was a good
10%,
racehorse,
yeah.
and he's starting to get a couple of runners.
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
The first winner there for Joseph O'Brien
Did
there
he?
Yeah.
last week. So
Don
Yeah.
Carlos was the name of the horse, isn't it?
that's right.
And he
Yeah.
had another win to James Street there recently too. James Street on
Yeah,
the
he's a really good,
on
compact
the
type
20th,
horse.
20th of June.
You know, I've never betted on a horse.
The
It's only
20th of
once
July. Oh.
my entire life.
You're a clever man.
I think so. I'll take that as good advice.
No, you're a
I'll take
clever
that
man,
as
I
good
tell you.
advice.
Anything you can't afford to burn, don't put it on a horse.
Yeah.
And another
Any
friend up there.
any man's money
Have you
is
seen
hard
the
earned.
Italian stallion?
Yeah.
Wartat?
Yes, I did. I saw
He's
him
quite
as
a funny
well.
horse.
Yeah.
If you ask him a question, he nods his head.
Yeah.
He's quite a funny horse.
Aren't they all?
He's quite a funny horse. Italians, Italian. I do this kind of catchphrase from Italians, Italian. He's quite a funny horse. I love Wartat. He's a hilarious horse, Wartat. And Dragon Pulse is doing very
He's
well
doing
this year.
very well. Jessica
Dragon
Harrington has a
apparently he
couple of
can't
good
go in the
horses.
stable. You know that. He
Oh,
suffers,
yeah?
he suffers from claustrophobia.
Does he?
He's
That's
frightened.
the
He's
we
scared
were
of
told that by a tour guide.
Oh yeah.
We were given the real reason for months.
Right.
It was a month before they told us.
We found out an accident of a tour guide.
Right.
He was giving a speech, you know, and he
Yeah,
mentioned it, you know.
yeah.
Every other explanation for that, he's fine, don't worry about him, he'll
He
be
doesn't
fine.
mind,
You know, he doesn't mind being
doesn't
out in the
rap,
open
yeah.
all the time, you know. And we also think that Beaver Salmon has epilepsy.
Yeah, because last September we kind of witnessed him lying on his side. It was over there in the Merson Bolt up that paddock
Yeah.
up there. When the Legends were up that paddock, but they're doing some work on their main paddock at the other end.
Oh yeah.
In the Merson Falls, they were up in that legend. He was lying on his side, and he was kind of jerking and making kind of grunting sounds. Kind of moving, yeah, kind of doing that for about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Doing it for about 5 minutes. I don't know if there was
I don't know. I've never.
I don't know if there was
heard-
palpitations or whether he was seizing. I'm not too sure.
I know what it is.
He's getting up there in age now. Too.
Yeah, he is, yeah. He's
Beaver
20
Salmon's
something,
22. He's the oldest of the living legends. He's the oldest.
Anything over 20.
My
is-
favourite is
Gravy
Yeah,
Hurricane Fly. Hurricane Fly is my favourite. The dark bay with the squatting. And I love Hardy Eustace as well. And
Yeah.
Rite of Passage is most of my favourite. The Sock of the right leg. He's my favourite too. The chestnut. Yeah. Hardy. Hurricane and Rite of Passage are the youngest. They're both 14.
Yeah.
They're I love family. I love Rite of Passage. He's so kind natured.
Any
Yeah.
of those. But yeah, if a horse makes it to 20, they're.
I think it's so
Well.
cruel that they geld horses like that because I think in my opinion they would be great.
Here's a question for a man
horses.
be able to answer this. Why isn't Elusive Pimpernel gelded? He was National Hunt.
He's 17 hands tall.
Is it because of his height?
Well, you see, a lot of these horses, when they've got pedigrees,
Yeah.
they don't want to geld them because
Yeah,
they
I will
He's
believe that,
17
yeah.
hands tall though. He's a stallion though. Would this height have anything
no,
to do?
no. I mean,
They don't want, just didn't want to.
no, because they're always having the pipe dream that maybe one of his offspring could be the next big horse.
Yeah.
But it's a pipe dream, you know.
Yeah.
And
Would-
very
would-
few stallions will make. Very few
would-
race horses will make
would
stallions.
they not be in danger hurting himself though?
Over the jumps? No. He's alright, yeah.
What about a horse with 16 hands? Would they have any danger hurting himself?
Height, I mean, they can hurt themselves at any height. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Height doesn't
yeah, it
matter.
doesn't
They
really
hurt
matter.
themselves
I don't understand why they
Yeah.
would geld them then.
because they're not. They don't have pedigrees to justify that
And
they're going
pedigrees,
to produce
in other words,
horses that.
Their mother and father weren't great race horses. They're good race horses, but their mother and father weren't
Right.
great.
It's all
great
about
horses.
their parentage,
They
their
didn't.
lineage.
They didn't. Yeah. They didn't
They
know.
don't have the bloodlines to suggest that they can produce
But
themselves.
in my opinion, they would make great breeding horses. I think Hurricane would make a great breeding horse, in my opinion. Do you know about Hurricane's record?
Yeah, I know. I mean, he's a great horse, but by the time
Tell him.
Listen, man. Listen, man.
the thing about it is, like, he was gelded before he did what he did, because on his pedigree there was nothing to suggest that he would be that good
Do you know that he is really going to be bred as a
as
flat racer?
horse. Yeah.
Mm.
But as a flat horse, he was never going to make it over those distances,
I know.
because there's no flat race over 2 miles.
You know that he was born in this stud,
Oh yeah,
Hurricane,
yeah.
and he's only one of the legends that was born here.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I mean, that's why I'm saying there, for him to be like, he was a national hunt horse over distance. There's very few 2 mile races for flat horses in the world. You know, and it's unfortunate, because all the flat horses are it's all sprint races.
Very short. Couple of furlongs.
In the States, they've destroyed the whole industry because it's all sprinters.
Ah.
They're breeding short, speed.
Yeah, not for a sauna.
No.
Yeah.
And very unsound horses that can only go short distances. And that's a recipe for disaster. Speed kills,
Yeah.
you know, and it's unfortunate. So
Interesting. Yeah.
Tell him about
So-
Hurricane's record.
I think somebody from Coolmore said that if you just breed a horse for speed, you might end up with nothing.
right, you have to have
A mixture.
you got to, if you've got a mare that was fast, you got to beat her to a horse that could get a mile,
Ah, yeah.
and then you get in between.
in between somewhere. Yeah.
Hopefully, but if
Yeah.
you breed speed on speed,
Yeah. You end up with nothing.
there has to be something in the family that had
Some
some
stamina.
kind of stamina.
Yeah.
You know.
Mad.
So,
Mm.
but it's not an exact science. If it
It's
was
not an
every,
exact science, yeah.
you don't know.
You don't know. Do you try them out?
It's very, very difficult, and it just goes to show. You see these guys, and they're out there, they're spending millions, and the horse couldn't outrun me. And then you got a guy that goes out and he buys
Yeah.
one for 20,000, and it
yeah.
goes and it wins a big race.
Yeah.
But
Dream
thank
Alliance,
God
for
it's
example.
like that.
Yeah. Thank
Because
God
if it
like
ever
that, yeah.
goes to a stage where, because it's you go and the big money guy buys the horses, and that's why it's great, because it'll make millionaires out of billionaires,
Yeah.
and millionaires out of a guy who's on the side of the street with 20 grand.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And that's
Tell him about Hurricane's record.
He knows that. He knows that.
no,
It's
sure,
a
he was
fantastic
serious
record,
horse.
isn't it?
Yeah. And it's
Right,
great that
it's actually
they
a
came
magnificent
from here,
record,
you
isn't
know?
it?
It's,
Magnificent, isn't it?
But as I say, the course they
24
put
was
on
32
here for young
24
guys
was
to
32
get going
starts.
is,
He won 24 and the 32 starts.
that's some record.
Bloody hell.
But it was-
Bloody
yeah.
fantastic.
It was,
Yeah.
but anyway, I was glad to get
They're
the
up at the end with
opportunity
their whole
to
fast,
come.
all fast
Yeah, I
asleep.
passed on the way up.
Lacey so-and-so's. I was hoping for an interaction with them up there. I talk to horses. I've got a gift with horses. I feel
Yeah.
them through body language.
Yeah,
I feel their auras.
yeah, that's a gift. That's a God-given gift.
It is a very good gift, isn't it? It's a lovely gift to have.
Yeah,
It's a lovely gift to have.
yes,
I seem to make them go to sleep.
yeah. Never lose it.
Imagine.
That's, yeah.
Although I seem to make them go to sleep. You know, go
Are you on
to-
holidays over here now? Yeah.
Just home. I'm actually going back to the States in the morning.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I grew up in West Cork. I was born in the States, and I came home when I was
born in the States.
born in New York. Yeah.
Oh,
My
yeah.
parents were Irish. They immigrated over
So you
there.
had a passport.
Yeah, I'm a U.S.
How
citizen.
many years were you in the States before you moved over here?
I was only 6 months. My mother was
6 months,
expecting
yeah.
my younger brother, and my father got killed when I was 6
Oh, I'm
months
sorry
old.
to hear that.
So she
Yes.
didn't want to raise 2 young kids in the
Sorry to hear
States.
that.
So
So how many years
we
then
mo-
before you moved over to here then?
I came back when I was 6 months.
6 months.
I was here until I was literally 19. When I finished the course here, I went to the States. So I've lived in America longer than I lived in Ireland. I've been in the States now 23 years.
Yeah.
So, but
You have your country accent.
No, look. The way I look at it, I know people when I was here. They'd go to England for 6 months and come back with the Queen's English. Be true to yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I've lived in America for 23 years, and you know, people say you don't have an accent. A lot of guys, they go over there and they come back and they put on a twang and all the rest of it. It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, you
Yeah.
just, and if you think you gotta put on an accent to be somebody who you're not,
Yeah.
you know, it's just
Don't have to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
just be yourself. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But this place was
Beautiful
I
place
didn't
to
come
go.
from.
Yeah.
I didn't come from a family that was in the business. I mean, I always wanted to get into it, and I just worked hard, kept my nose down, and
What big names have you trained?
in my first year on my own, I took a horse to the Breeders' Cup and was
very good.
beaten 4 lengths.
By
What
4
was
lengths,
his
yeah.
name?
Vaquero.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then as an assistant trainer, we had a horse called Behrens. He was second in the Dubai World Cup. So I was an assistant to a guy called Jim Bond. And
Have you heard of the Dubawi?
yeah.
He's Wartadstad.
Yeah, I saw my brother. He spent 20 years with.
He's the
Darley.
world's greatest stallion, by the way, would you believe?
Oh yeah, no, he's just
Magnificent.
Serious. serious.
Imagine having the dad like that now. World's
Yeah.
greatest stallion.
Yeah, no,
Mm.
he's putting it up between him now and Galileo. But,
Yeah, did you hear Galileo's Dudley? He's even higher than Invincible, 600,000. And we have one of Galileo's sons here, Decoration Night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his starting fee is 15,000. Yeah, and he's the highest prize money winner, 1.5 million. They were thinking about doing a contract with him in Australia, but they reconsidered. I don't know why. Yeah, look, especially with the link of Galileo,
I actually have.
I was very surprised that they didn't do it with him.
I have a foal of my own that I own. She's just 3 months old now, but she's biased on a Galileo called Magician. Yeah, one of the O'Briens. But he was an American. They brought him back because they just don't. In the States, they're not high on European pedigrees, you know.
It's very honoured to have. I'm very
I
honoured
don't
to
know.
have a son
You
of
don't understand
Galileo.
it.
Yeah.
I'm actually very honoured we're going to have a son of Galileo here. Very honoured. I would love to meet Galileo himself, though. He's actually 20 this year. He's incredible.
That's it. He's getting up there now
He
too.
looks fantastic, doesn't he?
No,
Incredible.
well, that's the thing. I mean, with Invincible Spirit looking like that.
He looks amazing, yeah. I'd have to go up and say hello to him now.
Yeah.
And we're not going to look here at all. The paddock is literally empty. I was
Yeah,
hoping
just
to say hello
this
to a
time
few
of year is
mares.
always
Season's over, yeah.
good.
Hoping to say hello to a few mares.
There's a few. There are four.
Oh, is there?
Oh, there's a mare up there. So I'll go and say hello to her now. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going
Nice
ahead.
talking to you.
Lovely meeting you.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
All right, bye. How long is that?
26 minutes.
The